You have found Authentic Business Adventures, the business program that brings you the struggles, stories, and triumphant successes of business owners across the land. We are locally underwritten by the Bank of Sun Prairie. My name is James Kademan, entrepreneur, author, speaker, and helpful coach to small business owners across the country. And today we are welcoming / preparing to learn from Melissa Kwan, the co-founder and CEO of eWebinar. So Melissa, how are you doing today?
I'm fantastic. Thanks for having me.
I am excited to learn about this eWebinar thing for a couple of reasons. One, I know the audience wants to learn about it. And two, I'm kind of selfish in this regard because I have employees and you got to train employees. And it's, I'm going to say clunky, cumbersome, annoying. And I feel like you've solved a problem that many employers have, if arguably all of them have. So how about you just tell us the 1,000-foot view, so to speak, what is eWebinar?
Well, I think everybody after 2020 knows what a webinar is, right? Like if you don't know what a webinar is right now, you've been living under a rock. and webinars are great. That's why companies like Zoom exists, right? Mm-hmm. There's just one massive problem is someone needs to be there to run them. And as a business, particularly a small business where you have such limited people, and I've been running a small business myself for 10 years.
Nice.
You don't always have people running these, right? Like weekly or monthly or whatever it might be, mm-hmm. right? So what eWebinar does is it takes a video and it delivers it like a webinar. So you can run 100 webinars without ever needing to be there to actually host it live.
Oh, that's genius.
So it's not like watching a YouTube video because people don't like, especially for like, demos, training, onboarding, they don't go to YouTube. They want to join a webinar because webinars have a two-way engagement and two-way communication with you and the host that makes it so valuable. And that's why we created eWebinar to help people automate that process. So they can scale everything that's repetitive and repurpose their time towards something that's unique and meaningful.
All right. So when whoever is creating these webinars or eWebinar things, are they essentially acting or pretending like they're talking to a live audience, that it seems to the audience that's watching them that it is live? So
that's a great question. And I think traditionally before us, a lot of these like automated webinar solutions, and they do exist. They just never existed before us in an elegant way. They were always created for these like internet cash marketers or like, multi-level marketers. And it's not to say that those are bad. I don't think I don't think people are always ill-intended, but a lot of these software before us were created specifically to deceive consumers.
All right.
And that's what it never sat well with me. Because when I lived that problem of not being able to run all of my webinars on my own, I had a tech company before this as well. I had a team of 5 people. So I was everything except for products. So you can imagine like sales, accounting, janitor, customer success, like I was that person. And I personally could not keep up with all of those training webinars to make sure that my own customers and my users were getting onboarded. The thing is, if they don't know your software and you just sold it to them and they're not using it, that's your fault, right? That's never their fault.
Right.
So back then I was looking for a solution that would help me do this. But everything that I found was like, it was like deceptive, right? It like a lot of these companies would teach people to pretend that it's live, but it's not about that, right? Like we wanted to create an experience that is so much more elevated than a live webinar that it doesn't matter if somebody knows that it's recorded. In fact, a lot of our customers would tell people this video is recorded, this webinar is recorded, but I'm managing the chat. Because we do have like an asynchronous chat solution so that like as people are watching the eWebinar, they can text you with a question. You can hop in to respond live if you feel like it, if you're there. But if you're not there, if you're sleeping, because a lot of times people join webinars when you're sleeping, that's the whole point of this. And you respond to them later, they will get your message through email. So there's this like asynchronous chat that people are already used to. It's no different than like going to a website and there's a chat bubble that's like, hey, James, how can I help you today? even if somebody don't get back to you right away, like, you know, you're going to hear back from them through email. So that's the communication mechanism that we
You hope you do anyways.
Yeah, I mean, so that's the goal.
Mhm.
And that's the communication mechanism that we've built in.
All
So
right.
I don't encourage people to ever lie, because in this day and age, people know,
Mhm.
right? They know so quickly, and it only takes seconds to your reputation. It takes like years to build,
Mhm.
but it takes like seconds to destroy.
Right.
And
Very
the
quick.
quickest way to do that is to lie to your customers. So
Mhm.
definitely never do that. We did not build a solution for that. And we even go out of our way to not build features that help people trick consumers.
All right.
So if you look at
Okay.
other solutions, they've got like a fake chat, like you can load in like a fake conversation. There's
Mhm.
fake sales notifications, like kind of fake urgency.
Oh,
So
interesting.
we purposely made a decision to never build those things in, because I do not want anybody joining an eWebinar and feel like the last time they were in this experience, they were tricked to buy something.
Mm.
So we made a decision to do that, and we knew that we would lose some customers that way. But for
Mhm.
me, like, that's totally fine. Like, if those are the features that you need to make a sale, like, we're just not the solution for you.
Right. You know, it's interesting. When I was looking at your website, this reminded me is I guess I perceive it as a training tool where the new employees know it's not live. But I guess you remind me of some of the things that I want to say that I've fallen for, where you go to the webinar and you can see the chat and they get you all fired up, and you throw a couple bucks their way, whatever. And now I'm thinking, wait a second, was that live? Maybe I got suckered.
Well, the thing is,
Oh.
like, a lot of times, like, if you are joining this at midnight
Mhm.
or 9 p.m., like, 500 people are not on this webinar right now.
Right.
Right. And but the feeling you get when you're like, okay, well, this is just a fake experience and now I feel tricked.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as a business, you don't really recover from that. And I think there was a time for this, maybe like 5-10 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
but not today. Like,
Gotcha.
today, people are all about transparency and
Mm-hmm.
authenticity and
Mm-hmm.
honesty. Right. But the thing is, like, if you think about, consuming content video, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
let's say like lifestyle content. So when I want to watch a movie, I go to Netflix or like
Mm-hmm.
Apple TV or whatnot. Or if I want to watch a video, I go to YouTube or Vimeo,
Sure.
right? And I just go there and I press play, and I want it to be instant. I want it to be on demand.
Mm-hmm.
But isn't there such a disconnect between consuming lifestyle video and then consuming business video? So like, when when a business says, oh, I have a training coming up. Oh, by the way, it's next Tuesday at 11. What if nowadays I told you, James, you can only watch your favorite show next Tuesday at 11? Like, that would never fly
We
anymore.
went back 30
Well, yeah,
years.
exactly. That would never fly.
Right.
But right now, when I want to watch a lifestyle video, I want to watch it at my own time. But
Mm-hmm.
when I want to watch business video, I am dictated by my vendor.
Oh,
So what we're
okay.
trying to do is bridge that gap, because we are all consumers.
Mm-hmm.
And the closer we align to the consumer expectations of when and where they want to be communicated to,
Mm-hmm.
like, the sooner businesses understand that, the sooner they're going to win.
Right.
Because while your competitor is forcing your consumer to watch this business training webinar or this demo next Tuesday at 11, you're
Mm-hmm.
offering it to them right now.
Gotcha. Okay. The little countdown timer and everything.
Well,
on the
yeah,
landing page.
yeah, exactly. And that's what we're trying to bridge,
All right.
is like the disconnect, because I think consuming business content should be like consuming lifestyle content. Like, why should this not be at my convenience?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Why are you forcing me onto your schedule when you are, maybe in Eastern time zone and I'm in London?
Right.
Like it just doesn't work.
Interesting. All right. All right. So tell me, can you give me some use cases that people have had good success with you?
Yeah. So I would say, like, anytime people need to repeat the same presentation over and over, right? So you
All
can
right.
think about sales demos.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of not just technology demos, like, we definitely have a lot of technology companies because we're a technology company. So if you come to our website, for example, like, there's a demo you can join, but the demo is delivered through our software.
Mm-hmm.
So just to give you a gist of the impact, in the past year, I've done 1,000 demos, but I've never had to actually do that demo live one-on-one.
Oh,
It was just all happening in the background. And 20% of those people went on to sign up for a free trial without me ever talking to them. But it's not just technology products, right? It could really be anything. It could be an overview of your company. I talked to a real estate agent this morning that wanted to create an intro video for the services in the neighborhood that he sells in, right? But also a lot, as you mentioned, a lot of training and onboarding. Again, not just for technology products and not just for customers, but also internal, like staff training and onboarding, but also like other types of lead gen and marketing content. So like customer interviews. I mean, we all get like these marketing emails like, hey, watch my interview with my customer and see how they're using my product. Like, why should that only happen once a quarter? Why shouldn't you record this as an evergreen video, deliver it through eWebinar or any other, automated webinar solution, and run that every single day, right? Why should your lead gen be limited to your own schedule, like your own availability, right? You should be delivering content and making that available when your prospects and your customers are available, not the other way around. So those
That's
are
cool.
just some most popular use cases.
All right. Are the clients that you have, are they hosting their videos on their own after they create them through you, or are you hosting them?
So by the time somebody comes into eWebinar, they already have their videos. So they would record it through, I don't know, maybe it's QuickTime, maybe it's Loom or Descript or whatever. A lot of times it's not like produced. It's not like, that's the thing about webinars is there's like a rawness to a webinar.
Definitely.
Right? Like there's like that people appreciate, there's like there's an authenticity to a webinar. So I feel like I'm getting to know the real you. So a lot of times people just like record their screen and then they just like upload the video inside eWebinar, but they always record it through a third-party software. We do have some companies that produce it, but it's a different feeling, right? Like when you produce something, you now have to like, get other companies involved, have to get it scripted, and it's like, it's an expensive production. And then when you want to swap it out, you have to like do the same thing. There's something beautiful about just like recording your screen. Here's like a 15-minute, 30-minute thing. You load it into eWebinar, and then you create that experience. But once you upload it, we host it ourselves.
All right.
And then we deliver that experience. So the other problems that we solve that nobody really thinks about is the connection problems, right? Like just before we started, this recording, we lost a connection. That's the other thing is like when you're delivering an automated webinar, because it's a video, you don't have the issues that plague a live webinar, right? Like losing the connection, which just happened. And it also happened before we started this.
Yeah.
And you don't have to like manage the chat that's going when you're trying to present. Like a lot of bigger companies, when they run live webinars, they have multiple people running the same thing. They have like one person presenting and they have like two other people responding.
All right. I can totally see that.
Yeah. But a lot of companies don't have it.
Yeah. When I've done live webinars and you're trying to keep track of chat and communicate with people, eye contact, all that jazz, like, whoa, this is
and there's no feedback. There's no feedback. So then you're like, am I still there?
Right.
And then the chat's not there. So you have to like kind of secretly press the chat button to make sure people are still asking you questions, right? And that's the thing, when you automate your webinar, everybody gets a response because it's all like text-based.
Got it. Interesting. So with your platform, is it essentially just one video for, like, let's say I want to sell a vacuum cleaner and I got my one presentation for the vacuum cleaner, or is it kind of a choose your own adventure where somebody wants to ask about, the stair suction or something like that, so they go to a different video and move on like that?
Yeah, it's one video, one webinar.
Okay.
But then within the webinar experience, within the eWebinar experience at least, you can program in these, things like, polls, downloads, questions. So it's not like, how like when you join a webinar, like someone's talking at you and you're not like, you're basically playing with your phone, right? Like
Yeah.
losing people to Instagram is like
Yep.
basically like all webinars lose people to Instagram, right? But when we were creating the eWebinar experience, we were thinking like, how do we keep people on the screen, right? How do we make the eWebinar experience less like a webinar, but more like interactive TV? So that was actually the design concept behind eWebinar. So when you watch an eWebinar, not only are you watching the video, there are things that encourage you to participate. So there are like, you could be like, where did you hear about this vacuum cleaner? So now you're collecting data from your customer.
All
like
right.
maybe, yeah. So maybe you're spending money on different marketing channels and you want to know which one's most effective. And the more you run the webinar, the more people answer these questions and the better data that you're going to get. You can ask questions, you can deliver, help articles. So you can say, hey, if you're wondering about like stair suction, click on this link and then a link can pop up.
Yeah.
So the whole experience is more interactive and like participatory instead of just like this one video that like where someone's talking at you. So it's kind of fun.
Gotcha. All right. In the case, I guess I think of in the case of training employees, the webinars, videos that we're trying to put together, we're trying to cram a lot of information into a short period of time to keep the attention of the employee. Because I always picture someone getting hired at McDonald's and just like sit in this chair in the back room and watch these videos on customer service. And there's a little guy with a mop and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, that seems so boring. So I'm trying to figure out different ways to keep the content interesting as well as educational, because in the end, the goal is not to entertain. The goal is inform, teach.
Yeah.
So is that, I guess, do you find people having a challenge doing that, or?
I get this question a lot, like what's the optimal length of a webinar?
Oh, okay.
And I always thought that the shorter was better. I always thought this, but we have a lot of coaches, trainers, whether it's a sales webinar or whether it's like, like a workshop, for example, we have a lot of people running workshops. They could be like an hour long, an hour and a half long, and their watch time is still like well over 90%.
Wow.
So what I've come to learn is that it's less about the length of the webinar or the video and more about the energy of the presenter.
All right.
And the content of the presentation. Yeah, the energy of the presenter and the content of that presentation.
All right.
And that takes practice, right? But I do think that practice makes perfect. But also but that's why we built in, a more interactive piece of eWebinar to kind of help out. Because not everybody's a great presenter, right? Like I've been in sales for over 15 years. A lot of the stuff comes really natural to me, but it's not natural for a lot of people. So we wanted to build an experience where, even if it's like just some old boring training video, it's still kind of exciting because you're in this experience that allows you to participate.
All right. So the idea is that they're interacting somehow.
Yeah.
All right. Whether it's pushing buttons, answering a question, or
I mean, you can imagine like think about, watching an Instagram live or a Facebook live, right? You're seeing you're seeing people comment, they're cumulative over time, even if it's not real time. Those comments are appearing at that point in the video. But as a person who's watching it later, you're still hitting the thumbs up, right? You can still comment. So the concept is the same. It's like an asynchronous type of communication and interaction is, so it already exists, right? In other aspects of our lives. It's just, we've put this into business context where this traditionally has existed like in more like consumer friendly applications.
Gotcha. So how did this idea come about? Was this a problem that you were trying to solve that you had, or just a problem that you saw that you were trying to solve?
I mean, it's both, right? So I've been in startups for 10 years. My previous company I ran for 5 years. It was a real estate technology company. And as I mentioned, I always had a really small team. And I was the person that was responsible for like demoing to new customers, closing them. Once they sign up, I would have to train all the new users and then get them onboarded, because if you're selling software, if you have new users coming on board, they don't use your product, people don't continue. So getting people signed up is step one. of like the rest of your life with them.
Right.
And so getting adoption is like the key to lowering churn and like increasing conversion. So I was the one that was running these like trainings and onboardings and demos every single day. But I realized like no matter how many I was doing, it was never enough because people are busy and they don't always show up. Like they sign up, but they don't always show up. Right. Because I only had it at a fixed time, but I was serving 6 different time zones. So I was running it at my time, but now we've got people from Hawaii, but also New York that want to join this, but it just doesn't work. Right. So I had always envisioned this perfect product that will allow me to take a video because all of these trainings are exactly the same. It's not like they were significantly different. Right. It's like my onboarding to my software. So like, you know, you're telling the same jokes and like, even when like 2 people show up or 100 people show up, you're doing the same thing. So it's not hard work, right? But it's like mentally draining and you have to be on all the time.
Oh,
so
I imagine it takes a lot of time.
Well, yeah, like a 1-hour webinar would take like, you know, a couple hours to prep and then like a couple hours to decompress. And then it's like half a day. Right. So imagine doing like I've done on some days, I remember having done these like 5 to 6 times back to back for different companies, but they were the same thing. So I always envisioned this product that would allow me to take perfect video, deliver it like a webinar. So essentially to help me do my job without me actually being there. So eWebinar is actually a product that helps people that helps people run webinars when they hate running webinars. So if you never want to run webinars again, like this is the product for you.
I would assume that would be most people because there's been a lot of talk of Zoom fatigue for the past year and a half. So,
you know, I joke about this, but like I stole another joke and I changed it. But I always say like there's 2 types of people in this world. There are people that love like the people that hate running webinars. And then there are people that like lie about it.
Oh, that's true. That's awesome. That's
but
awesome.
It's not that we want to like replace Zoom, right? Because what we're doing right now, this like conversation, like that's not going away. And that's not what we're here to replace, right? The thing that we want to replace is that all that repetitive stuff. Like the demo that you have to do over and over, right? That like whole training that you have to do. Yeah, the pitch. Like you don't want to do that over and over.
Right.
But it's important for your business.
Very.
Like your business can't exist without it. And you can't say that it's not important work. It is. But why can't we automate everything that can so we can spend time to do things that cannot be automated? And that's the most important thing for businesses nowadays as margins are slimming.
Right.
It's harder and harder to hire people. So we need to automate the tasks that can be automated. So not only can we cut down on the cost, but we can spend our time more meaningfully.
Yeah, I like it. Time's a commodity that we don't get more of. You can't do anything to necessarily get more time. You can always find money, but time is a limited supply here. So that's awesome. And you're essentially bringing more of that. That's cool. So what have been some of the greatest successes that people have found with your business as clients go?
You know, I think it's easy to say like, oh, my company saved 100 hours a week, or, you know, I was able to, you know, delay hiring another salesperson. Like those are like obvious things.
Right.
But that's not the thing that gets me going personally as a founder. Right. I think like that's cool. There's business value and that's why people sign up. But I've gotten messages that are like, oh, I've been able to take my first vacation because of you guys.
Oh,
like
I love that.
That to me is super cool.
Yeah.
Right. Like you're having a real impact in someone's life. Right. So like our mission is to give people their time back. And yes, like it's like business speak to be like, I love to give you your time back to do something else that's important for your business. But like, that's not why I created this. Right. I created this so I could go out and have fun while this runs my business. So I want to be able to say like, yeah, okay, I want to give you your time back, but you don't have to do something with it. What if I gave you your time back so you can do nothing? Like, that's
I don't know
amazing.
what that is.
But that's amazing to me that this product has a personal impact for people that they could use more vacation time, or they could have more time spent with their friends and family. Like that's the kind of thing that I find is like, at least for me, my greatest success.
I get that. That's cool. It's funny you mentioned the nothing thing because my wife and kid were at a friend of my kid's birthday party. And I'm like, okay, I have 2 hours of no one around and it's the weekend. I couldn't even think. I'm like, it's going to take me 2 hours to figure out what I can do because you're so
You're not used to it.
just,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, you're so used to just going flat out 5 million miles an hour that it was weird to pause.
Yeah.
It
But we
was,
need that.
oh, totally. Totally. Yeah. We need more birthday parties for them
Yeah. Yeah.
as far as that goes. So what do you see for the future of eWebinar?
What I see for the future of eWebinar. Well, personally,
Mhm.
I would love to retire off of this.
Nice.
This is my
Perfect.
retirement. This is my retirement plan.
All right.
But from a business perspective, I would just love to see this being like the standard, right? Like,
All right.
you know how like right now you start a business and you sign up for like MailChimp
Mhm.
for your newsletter. You sign up for Intercom for your support, or Zendesk, or you sign up for Zoom for your meetings and your
Mhm.
webinars.
Mhm.
I would love for eWebinar to be the other standard you sign up to automate, your
Oh,
webinars. And I
that's
think there's a,
cool.
yeah, and I think there's a path for that, right? Because everyone's using Zoom in their business.
Mhm.
And I
Love it
think
or
like
hate it.
yeah, I mean, the thing is, I think what people have realized is like remote work actually works. People
Mhm.
are more productive, and I don't
Mhm.
have to have everybody in the office, right?
Right.
And what that's created is also, I mean, I think outsourcing was already a big thing, but
Mhm.
now companies that's never done it before
Mhm.
are starting to think maybe that's not a bad way, because I can cut, a lot of costs and I don't have to deal with maybe HR or whatever. Maybe
Right.
it allows me the resources to run a business I couldn't before.
Mhm.
Right. We actually outsource our entire company because we're not venture backed.
Nice.
I don't have the luxury of hiring
Right.
10 people locally. Like I would love to be able to do that, but I'm not in
Mhm.
that position.
All right.
Right. But now companies that didn't used to do that are doing that.
Mhm.
So what has this created is the need for asynchronous communication.
All
Your
right.
night is my day and vice versa.
Yeah.
So I would love for eWebinar to be the standard, to deliver that asynchronous communication, but
Mhm.
longer form, right? Not like here's a Loom video, here's 30 seconds, but like here's an actual, onboarding. Here's a
Mhm.
series of training. And if you have questions, type them to me through the chat. Like I would love to see this be the standard.
Yeah.
We're not there yet, but we are also in a world where things can flip, right? So
Very quickly. Very
yeah.
quickly. Tell me, when you decided to start this business, did you do the coding or did you get someone to do the coding or how did that work?
No, so this is kind of an interesting story.
Mhm.
I spent, I would say, about 11 years in startups. For 8 of those years, I had one co-founder, and then eWebinar, I have another co-founder. I was so sick of dealing with developers. Like I'm not a developer myself. I'm everything and everyone but
Right.
code. And anyone who's managed a developer before is probably laughing and like in a sad
Oh, yeah.
way, like you probably know what I mean.
Mhm.
But I was so sick of it that I'm like, you know what? I can start this business with no CTO, no co-founder. I'm just going to hire a development shop. They're going to build and have them be my CTO and PM and everything. And I was
Mhm.
going to do all the things I was good at, like
Mhm.
sales, developing the business. So actually what I did was I did hire a dev shop. And anyone who's hired a dev shop will eventually realize that because they're like not a tech company, not having a CTO co-founder is almost like a restaurant not having a chef as a partner. Like
Oh,
it doesn't really work. Like it works kind of, but it doesn't really work. But the reason why it didn't work is because I'm not an engineer, so I cannot go and critique that myself. Like I can't
okay.
manage that process.
Mhm.
I mean, a dev shop also goes by the hour or by the project, so they're kind of motivated by creating more work.
Oh,
I mean, if
There's
any
some
dev shop is
problems in
hearing
there.
that right now, they're like, we don't do that. But you know what? Like, let's just say that was my experience.
Sure. Fair. Totally
And
fair.
my life partner, David, is a co-founder back then for another, he's a CTO co-founder for another startup.
Mhm.
They had sold that, but he wasn't doing anything. And he's an investor in this company as well. And he was like going to manage that development process until we like, switched to another dev shop.
Mhm.
And back then he was like, oh, they're not doing this right. They're not doing this right. I was like, you know what? Like, I can't go in and change it. You're a
Mhm.
CTO. Why don't you go in and change it? So then he started like coding and fixing things. And then I realized I've been with this person for 6 years and I did not know he could code this well.
Oh,
So then I was like, wait a second, why am I paying this dev shop and you're coding for free?
right.
Why don't I just not pay them and make you my co-founder? Because then at that point I realized I actually needed a co-founder. Because you actually need someone thinking about this, like not because they're paid to. Like you
Mhm.
need someone thinking about this when you're starting the business because they just love it,
All right.
because they want to be a part of it. Like just like you,
Mhm.
I need to think about the business and they need to think about the technology, right? Like that's how co-founders work.
Mhm.
And so so basically like the business has been around for 3 years, product's been alive for a little over a year, but he came in kind of halfway.
All right.
So now like not only is he my co-founder, he's also like my life partner. So it's like next level cohabitation.
Wow. I don't know if that's good or bad.
It's difficult, it has its challenges,
Sure.
but I think when it works,
Mhm.
it's awesome, right?
All
Like
right.
you could build a company together, build a life together.
Mhm.
If you do sell this company, you're basically owning majority of it, right?
Yeah.
So if it works, it works. So far, it's so far I would not have it any other way.
All right.
But that's kind of
Nice.
the origin story.
So tell me, as you and I guess eventually him are building this, what are some of the challenges that you've run into that you didn't necessarily anticipate?
Yeah, so I think the biggest challenge is less about the build,
Mhm.
because he is really like a wizard. Like he's just like a code wizard.
Oh, nice.
Anyone that's tried the product they will be surprised at how small our team is, and the only reason for that is because he's just so good at what he does. It's
Nice.
just a huge difference between like there are like really good coders and there are like really great like cream of the crop coders that like work for Apple or Google or whatnot. And I
Yeah.
didn't really know the difference until now I work with one.
Oh, okay.
And so the challenge is not about, like for us at least, is not about the product. Like I actually didn't know that I could build a tech company with barely any bugs. Like he's the only reason we have weekends. Like things never break down. Like it's really crazy. Like the product just kind of works. The thing that I did not anticipate was I really underestimated how hard it was for someone to understand the idea of webinar automation.
Oh.
So because I lived with this problem for so many years, I thought, well, people are already running webinars on Zoom, and they're probably exhausted doing it.
Mhm.
And I am right on that front. But what I thought was they would see this product and immediately make the connection.
Mhm.
Like, okay, this is live. This is not live.
Mhm.
Like this takes a video.
Yeah.
But I always underestimate how little people can actually adjust to innovation, even
Oh,
when
so
that
true.
step doesn't seem to be very big.
Yeah. It's so funny that you say that, because when I started calls on call, right, phone answering for small business, I thought I started that business after I tried to find a business that already existed to solve the problem. I couldn't find it, so I started it, whatever. And I thought the same thing. This is what so many small businesses need. I'm going to put my little shingle out there and businesses are just going to flock in.
Yeah.
And I was having the hardest time explaining to people, no, we're not in your office. We're taking calls that you send to us forward, blah, blah, blah. And I remember talking to this person. I was like, this seems like two dots that are very close together and they're having a very hard time connecting them, which means that I'm making a mistake somehow in my presentation. And I just could not I could not figure it out. And I suppose it took a pandemic
Yeah.
for people to realize, hey, these 2 dots are easy.
It's so strange. Like, the part that people can't really understand is the asynchronous chat piece.
Oh,
So
okay.
they're like, okay, well, for a live webinar, like I'm there, I'm answering chat. But how does your system work? Like, what do you mean when someone sends me a chat, I can respond later? Like, but if my webinar is on 24/7, do I need to have support staff 24/7? But what they don't understand is they're already using this mechanism of chat in intercom.
Right.
On their Zendesk, they're already using it in support. We just took the exact same thing and we put it here.
Yeah.
But they think webinar, live chat.
Immediate.
Intercom, later chat.
All right.
Right? Like, but it's the exact same thing. So it still takes a conversation, or they just need to be in my demo, and then they're like, oh, okay, yeah, now I get it. But verbally, it's just so hard to explain to someone, or like when they're reading about it, it's so hard to explain to someone. And that has been the biggest challenge, because this product previous to us was only made for marketers, like your course creators, your life coaches, right? Like your cash, like internet cash buyers, right? So for the first time, we are now delivering a product that, companies like Thinkific would use for their training, right? Companies like Agora Pulse, like real big companies, are integrating this into their process where they never had one before. So when a marketer comes in, they're like, oh yeah, like I've seen something like this. It was worse. This is better. And that's why I think a lot of times people say competition is good for you. Because competition gives you the ability to differentiate. Competition means they are educating the market for you.
Yes. Huge right there.
Yeah. But for me, the greatest opportunity for eWebinar is not to sell to marketers, right? Like we do, or not just to marketers. We of course have a lot of marketers as customers, but our biggest opportunity is to sell to enterprises that would incorporate this into all of their training and their onboardings, incorporate in all their sales and marketing demos. But those companies are not using that today. So it still takes a conversation. But like you, I was like, yeah, they're going to see this and be like, yeah, so obvious. And we have some of those, but I still think we're like a little bit bleeding edge. But I do think either the world is going to flip and be like, I am sick of running these. Like I'm super Zoom fatigued. I don't want to run these all the time. In fact, I don't even have people running these. So either the world's going to be like, how can I automate this process? Or and we take off like in a real way, or they don't, and we're still going to be like one customer at a time. Right?
Yeah, just trying to educate, like pulling your hair out. Don't you get it?
But it all starts that way, right? Like you think about like Airbnbs, like what did they have to do, right? Like somebody sleeping in your house, right? Somebody sleeping in your house, like how does that work? What if they steal stuff? How's the insurance going to work, right? So I think there's always like some heavy lifting.
Totally. Yeah. When you're first to market, I always tell people, imagine the first massage therapist, or imagine the first pizza place before people knew what pizza was. Now it's everywhere. We get it. You don't have to explain it. We understand it. Now
it's always obvious backwards, right?
Yeah.
It's so obvious backwards.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the good thing is like the idea of webinars is already there. Like, and once we do have that conversation, and once people do come to attend an experience, they then get it immediately. So that's the good part.
Yeah.
But the part that's a challenge is like, I'm like, what do you mean you don't get it?
Keeping your calm demeanor.
How obvious can I be?
Yeah, right. That's
do you hate doing this? We can help you do this.
Right.
Done.
You know how you did 100 webinars? Just do one. Multiply it. Tell me about marketing this, because you're marketing to people that may not necessarily be looking for it, or know that they need it, or even know that it's a thing.
Yeah, that is a big challenge. So this product went live July of 2020.
Okay.
People are like, oh, it's perfect timing. You created this because of the pandemic. Not true. Right? Like any technology product that you see, or maybe any product that you see, like take the launch date and go back like a year and a half.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if you could put this together in a few months.
Yeah. Like just, I mean,
No.
the timing is what it is, but
Yeah.
I mean, like I was thinking about this for probably the last 5 years, right?
All
So
right.
when I decided that this is what I wanted to do, like
Mhm.
it was just about like conceptualizing it and like branding it and figuring out what it could look like.
Mhm.
Um, but ironically, when we were starting it, I did what any company had to do, right? Like I basically made a list of everyone in the past that I had worked with, all my
Mhm.
customers, all my friends. And I've
All
been in
right.
technology for like 8 years before that, right? So I
Mhm.
had I just took an Excel sheet and I wrote every single person. I think
Nice.
there was like a couple hundred. Um, because I realized that this wasn't a problem that I live with uniquely. Like I wouldn't
Mhm.
build this if that was the case, right? Like a lot of my friends and their companies also had this problem.
Mhm.
And so, and then I just went down the list and I like called, emailed every single one of them. And I just said, hey, this is what I'm doing. Let me show you what I'm doing. Ironically, like our tagline is, are you sick of doing the same presentation over and over again? Right.
That's easy enough.
So ironically, for the first 2 months, I was doing the exact same demo on Zoom
Oh,
over and over
nice.
again. But I had to just to get this off the ground because I
Mhm.
also had to learn like, what do you think about this? Because it was brand new. Like you can't just like open the gates, right? Like it's almost like a
Right.
restaurant, you know, what do you think of this menu? Should we
All
add
right.
anything? What do you think of this UI? Like what else would you have, right? So I
Yeah.
did that for 2 months. So I would say our first 100 customers was just me like I probably know all of them personally because I had reached out to them, nurtured them, got them signed up. And then we now have partnerships with companies like Thinkific, which is like a course creators platform to like deliver their courses. With companies like BombBomb, which does like video messaging. We have a number of integrations that we do co-marketing with. But I will say that I wanted to build a business where that was 100% sold through the internet.
Mhm.
Like before I even started this, before I even built eWebinar, I was like, what do I want? Like, how do I envision my life?
Yeah.
Like I wanted to build a business where every sign up was self-serve. Because in my
Perfect.
previous business, I sold enterprise. So every single deal I had to handhold, I had to call and knock on the door, I had to go to conferences, I had to set up booths. Like that was my life for the past 10 years. And moving into the new phase, because my previous company was acquired, moving into the new phase, I wanted this company to be like a MailChimp.
Mhm.
And that's the holy grail
Yeah.
of companies.
Totally is.
And I will say that we have not figured out a marketing channel that is scalable and repeatable.
All right.
We have not figured out something that works really well. Like we haven't found that magic thing.
All
We
right.
have tried. I mean, we do like retargeting ads. Like we try to at least capture people that land on our site. So
Mhm.
we do retargeting ads on like Google, Facebook, LinkedIn.
Mhm.
But that's really just for like, that's the low hanging fruit, right? That's
Right.
just to capture people who already know about you.
Mhm.
We've tried, doing co-marketing webinars with other products that are kind of parallel to ours.
Oh, sure.
We actually just brought on somebody who spent 10 years in like technology partnerships and
Okay.
affiliate marketing. So he's just been with us for a couple of months. So I think his efforts are going to start. We're going to start seeing his efforts come to fruition in the next month or two.
Mhm.
But we haven't seen a lot of that yet because it's also like year end.
Right.
But at the same time, we have people signing up every day now,
Nice.
and we have no idea where they come from. So do not be discouraged
Right.
if you hear about people saying, I measure this, I measure that, everything's data driven. I don't know. I don't know how other people do it.
Yeah.
I have not been able to figure it out. It's really hard.
Mhm.
We've tried multiple different marketing agencies
Mhm.
that say they're really good at this. Not a single one have actually delivered.
Right.
And it's just kind of a black hole.
Mhm.
So we have scaled back on a lot of like advertising efforts because I also recognize that we don't have a recognizable brand,
Mm.
right? Just as I mentioned, like people don't see this and they don't immediately click.
Mhm.
So our advertising efforts are like probably weren't converting because people are probably seeing it and they're like, well, how does it actually work?
Oh, gotcha.
Right. So
Okay.
we're not like a Zoom, we're not a MailChimp. I think like advertising for those companies, like when you have a product that's natural, when you have a product that people get right away,
Mm-hmm.
that probably works better. But for us, we still require like a demo or a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So we scaled back on those and we're going to repurpose those dollars towards affiliate marketing,
Gotcha. Okay.
where maybe a partner or an affiliate is talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the long answer to we just haven't really figured it out.
That's
But
fine.
yeah,
That's probably the most honest marketing answer I've ever heard. So,
yeah, we don't know what we're doing, but people are signing
well,
up, so that's cool.
no, it's so interesting because what are we talking 20, 25 years ago? There was this whole promise of the internet as far as marketing goes that you were going to be given all this data as a marketer and you're going to be able to tell exactly where to market your business.
Yeah.
And though you get a lot of numbers and a lot of data, I wouldn't say that it's very clear as far as black and white, like this is where you should spend your money. I would
Well,
say
the thing is, I still do outreach. Like,
okay.
and the thing is, our product starts at like $50, right? So on the long term, it actually doesn't make sense to do one-on-one outreach.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still a pretty new company.
Yeah, you're still building the
And
snowball. So
yeah, and actually, like we do see successes in like really specific use cases and industries right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I always have people that refer their friends to me. So
Nice.
when they refer their friends to me, I'm not going to be like, oh, well, just go to our website and look at our demo. So when they refer friends to me, I still connect with them, you know, one-on-one, because that's what I have to do.
Right.
But I would love sometime in the near future for this to be like 100% self-generating machine. But for
Mm-hmm.
now, like I still do outreach. That's probably half my day.
All right.
And I'm going to be doing that until we're profitable.
Yeah, I suppose, I mean, rung 1 or 2 isn't necessarily the same as rung 13 or 14. So you're just building up. I get that.
Yeah.
That's totally, yeah. I mean, that's what you got to do. You just build the business. So,
Well,
yeah.
either you do that and you make it work, or the flip side is you don't do that and it doesn't work, and then you
Right.
go work for someone else.
Yeah.
So
Right. No.
that is a
That's no good.
significantly worse option.
Terrible. Melissa, we're kind of running out of time here. So tell me, if you had some advice for someone that was considering starting their own business, what are some of the things that you've learned that you would give that person that was thinking about starting their own business, venturing off to not work for someone else anymore?
Yeah, I would say that number one is do what you know. Like do what you intimately know, like what you are uniquely good at. Because ideas are dime a dozen. There are lots of amazing ideas out there. Like I, for one, am fairly upset that I don't know how to capitalize on this NFT trend. Where there's people making millions of dollars overnight. There are a lot of ideas that are viable, but they are not viable for you.
All right. Fair.
So
Totally fair.
I have, you know, been a victim of that, right? Like years ago when I'm like, I can do this and I can do this. Like, and then when you start doing it, you start realizing, I actually don't know very much about this, but it seems like a really good idea. Like when you don't know something intimately, you also don't know the customers intimately, and you don't know how to solve their problems and even speak to their values. And then you don't even earn the respect of your peers in that same industry because you don't know what you're doing.
Fair.
So I would say the number one thing is like, of course, like think about as many ideas as you can, but as you narrow down, like think about where you have a unique advantage and then just focus on those. And I would say the second most important thing, or maybe that's the most important thing, but second important thing is start by asking yourself what makes you happy. And I don't mean like what job makes you happy, right? Like I think a lot of people, they think they have to start a career because they were educated in a certain way, right? Say I took say I got a commerce degree, so I'm going to go be a banker. And then I'm going to find happiness in that lifestyle. But that's actually the reverse. And I had to learn this the hard way. I think for a majority of my startup life, I was fairly miserable without really knowing why. But if you think about like, if your starting point, if the foundation of everything that you do is happiness. So what could that be, right? It could be, I want to work remote. So you don't go and find a job and then convince your boss that you want to work remote. right? You make the decision to say, I want to work remote because that makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
And then you create a career on top of that. You
Mm-hmm.
only look at opportunities that allow you to work remote.
Right.
Right. Because if you think about think about just like this decision as a triangle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say if the bottom layer is education, like the first scenario, education, the middle is career, the top is, happiness. Your happiness is then dependent on your career and dependent on your education.
Oh, sure.
It doesn't work, right?
Right.
But if you inverse the triangle where the foundation is happiness,
Mm-hmm.
the middle part is your career, say your idea,
Mm-hmm.
and the top is your education, your knowledge. Knowledge can be acquired.
Absolutely.
And when your career and your knowledge is based on your happiness, then no matter what you do and how hard things get,
Mm-hmm.
you will always be serving you.
Oh, I love that.
Which is the most important thing for sustainability, because that's what it takes. This is a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah.
So do what makes you happy, but start with that clarity of what that is.
I love that. And that is not trained normally. Not that I've seen anyways. That's something
it's
I had to
something
learn
I
the
came
hard
up
way.
with. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then when I sold my company, I had I had some time to think like why, like something was just off.
Mm-hmm.
Like why was I always a little bit miserable and frustrated? Right? Because I started my career in real estate and then I thought I always had to stick in real estate and it just wasn't really me. And so when I sold that company, I was like, okay, what are my non-negotiables and what can I do to like feed my happiness? And then I came up with the idea of eWebinar, and that's part of the other part of the origin story.
That's cool. That is super cool. Melissa, you have so much to share. This is cool. This is so
Thank
cool.
you.
How can people find you?
The best way to connect with me is through LinkedIn.
Okay.
So my name is Melissa Kwan, Kwan.
Mm-hmm.
And if you add me as a contact, the story I just told is pinned at my profile.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. And then as far as eWebinar, where can people find that?
Just go to ewebinar.com. It's exactly as it spells. We really lucked out on the URL.
I was just going to say no dashes or anything like that.
No, it's just ewebinar.com. That's it.
How in the world did you get that?
Do I have time to tell this story? Because it's a pretty interesting one.
Sure. Totally.
Okay.
We'll make time for this one.
Yeah. So I have a friend in Vancouver where I'm originally from.
Mm-hmm.
He is super savvy. He's had multiple businesses of his own, but one of the things he's really good at is naming things. And he had he had a furniture company and now he has a luggage company, and he's just really good at like naming colors and naming like product lines. And I basically went to him, I was like, Victor, I have this idea, but I don't have a name for it. Can you name it for me? Like, if you come up with a name, can you let me know?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't hear from him. And then out of nowhere, like, I think it was like a Saturday morning, he like sends me a text and he's like, hey, buy this domain now, like ewebinar.com. And he's like, oh, like, I don't know. He's like, I want to say he got it down to like $2,000 something. And he was like, it's a really good deal. Just buy it. Like, buy it before this person changes their mind.
Right.
And I looked at it and I'm like, man, that's like $2,000. That's so expensive. But of course I'm going to trust this guy.
Mm-hmm.
So then I buy it. And of course, like, if you think about eWebinar, it's like mail versus email.
Right.
So it's like webinar, live webinar versus eWebinar automated. So the name grew on me and then it became a thing. So then a couple of years later, I run into this person at a conference that was like, what he does is he trades domains as like for a living.
Oh.
And then he was like, man, like if you paid less than 50,000 for that domain, it's a deal.
That's awesome.
And I paid like 2,000. So
nice.
it was just like my friend being savvy, and like he was just thinking of names and like trying them on GoDaddy, and then this one came out.
Oh, that's genius.
Yeah,
That is genius. Anytime you see domains like that, you're like, did you get that 20 years ago? How did you pull that off? That's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, we're all sitting on some domains we're unwilling to let go of, right? Because of that.
Yeah. I get it. I get it.
That's the GoDaddy business model.
For some people it works. So that's cool. That's very cool. Awesome. Melissa, well, thank you so much for being on the show. You shared a lot of information here. I'm impressed.
Thanks so much for having me. This was fun.
Indeed. This has been Authentic Business Adventures, the business program that brings you the struggles, stories, and triumphant successes of business owners across the land. We are underwritten locally by the Bank of Sun Prairie. If you're listening or watching this on the web, if you could do us a huge solid, give it a thumbs up, share, comment, and especially share it with all those entrepreneurs you know that need this, because webinars can be tough. So Melissa's got a great thing going on. And that is at eWebinar.com, arguably one of the coolest domain names ever to exist. That matches the business so well. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You're so used to tech companies just coming up with some crazy word, just make something up because it would probably be easier to find a domain. So this, my gosh, that's genius. I love it. I love it. My name is James Kateman, and Authentic Business Adventures is brought to you by Calls on Call, offering call answering and receptionist services for service businesses across the country on the web at callsoncall.com, as well as Draw In Customers Business Coaching, offering business coaching services for entrepreneurs looking for growth on the web at drawincustomers.com. And of course, the Bold Business Book, a book for the entrepreneur and all of us, available wherever fine books are sold. We'd like to thank you, our wonderful listeners, as well as our guest, Melissa Kwan, the co-founder and CEO of eWebinar.com. Melissa, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks so much for having me, James.
Past episodes can be found morning, noon, and night. The podcast link found at drawincustomers.com. Thank you for listening. We will see you next week. I want you to stay awesome. And if you do nothing else, enjoy your business.